All right, so you're one of those people who wants to get up to speed on something complicated quickly, huh? No scrolling through endless articles, just straight to the point, right?
Yes, that's familiar.
Well, today's deep dive is for you. We're going to try to untangle the crazy price action of Pi Network. Remember that cryptocurrency?
Hmm.
Launched its mainnet back in February.
Yeah, I remember.
We found this really interesting article that breaks down Pi's price movements. And our goal here is pretty straightforward. Understand why it's been such a wild ride and, what the future might hold.
It really is a pretty dramatic story, like something right out of the headlines. Immediately after its launch in February, Pi Network's token just shot up, like almost to $3.
Wow.
But, and this is what the analysis really dives into, it's crashed pretty hard since then, down to like, what is it, 79 cents?
Yeah, a little under 80 cents.
It's crazy. That's like billions, literally billions of dollars in investor value just gone.
Billions with a B.
It's nuts.
So, okay, what's the deal? What caused this massive drop? The article points to one major factor right off the bat. No listings on any of the big exchanges. I mean, you'd think when a new cryptocurrency launches its mainnet, the big players, like your Binances, your Coinbases, Krakens, they'd all want a piece of the action.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you would think that. The analysis even highlights this Binance poll from back in February. It showed like overwhelming support for listing Pi Network. Over 85% of participants were in favor.
Really?
Yeah. But it never happened.
That's surprising. So what's going on?
Yeah, and then there's all this drama with Bybit CEO, the whole thing about him calling Pi a scam, which the developers obviously, push back on.
Right. Okay, so is that it? Are the scam allegations the only reason these big exchanges are holding back, or is there more to it?
Well, these exchanges, they have their own, strict rules and processes for listing a new crypto, They need to be totally confident about a project before they list it. They're looking at things like its technical stability, how strong the community is, whether it's compliant with all the regulations. It's a whole thing.
So it's not just about, whether they think it's legit or not. There's more to it.
Way more. But you know what's interesting?
Right.
The analysis actually suggests that because Pi Network has such a huge market cap,
Yeah.
that's the total value of all its coins combined.
Right.
It suggests that these listings could still happen later this year.
Really? You think so?
It's possible, yeah?
So there might be hope yet.
Maybe.
Okay, now this is where things get even more interesting. The article points to this other token, Orca, as an example of what a big exchange listing can do for a cryptocurrency. They saw like a 200% price jump just from getting listed on one exchange. Up it.
Wow, 200%. That's huge.
Yeah, so a major exchange listing could be like a total game changer for Pi.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's another issue the article brings up, and it could also be dragging the price down.
Oh, yeah?
Future token dilution. What's that all about?
Okay, so basically, Pi Network has this plan to release a ton more tokens into the market. We're talking millions of dollars worth every single month, more than $1.5 billion in just the next year.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is, and when you suddenly increase the number of tokens available, it can drive down the value of each token, right? It's like the whole supply and demand thing.
Right, like if you cut the same size pie into more slices.
Exactly. Each slice is going to be smaller, right?
Okay.
So each token becomes worth less.
Got it. Okay, and then there's also the whole elephant in the room, right? We can't ignore what's going on in the wider crypto market. Things haven't been, exactly stellar lately.
Yeah, the overall cryptocurrency market has definitely taken a hit.
Yeah.
The analysis actually mentions this too. Even the big players like Bitcoin have seen price drops recently. And this kind of overall negative feeling, it can pull down even the projects that seem really promising.
Oh, so even if Pi Network was doing everything right, the fact that the whole crypto market is down would still affect its price.
Absolutely. The whole crypto space tends to move kind of in sync, especially when there are broader economic factors at play.
That makes sense. So, okay, we've talked about why Pi crashed, no big exchange listings, concerns about token releases, the whole crypto market being down. But the analysis actually suggests Pi might rebound as early as April. It could go back up.
Interesting.
Yeah, so what's making them so optimistic?
Well, it seems like it all comes down to technical analysis. That's where you look at charts and all these, trading indicators, all the technical stuff.
Not the charts.
Yeah, exactly. So the article specifically mentions the average directional index, or ADX.
Okay.
And the ADX, think of it as like a measure of how strong a price trend is. So in Pi's case, the fact that the ADX is falling, it suggests that all that strong selling we've been seeing, it might be starting to lose steam. And then there are also these patterns the article talks about, a bullish divergence in something called the BB trend indicator and a falling wedge. Sounds complicated, right?
Yeah, that's a little jargony for me.
Yeah, it is a bit. Basically, imagine that the price of Pi is like, I don't know, like a ball rolling downhill. That's the falling wedge.
Okay.
But here's the thing, the momentum of that fall, it's decreasing. That's the bullish divergence.
Okay.
And when you see those two things together, the falling wedge and the bullish divergence, it often means that the downward trend is about to reverse and the price could actually bounce back up.
Interesting. And what about the BB trend thing? What's that all about?
Yeah, so the BB trend indicator, it basically looks at how far the price is straying from its usual range. And seeing a divergence there can also be a signal that the price might be about to change direction.
So it's basically like it's fallen so far that it's almost like it has to bounce back up.
Yeah, sort of. That's one way to think about it.
Okay, cool. So to put it all together, the article is predicting, get this, a strong bullish breakout in April, with Pi potentially hitting a target price of 1.7980 centos. I mean, that would be a huge comeback.
Yeah, it would be pretty impressive for sure. The analysis suggests a potential jump of over 127%.
Wow.
But, and this is super important, it's really key to remember that these are just predictions based on, what the technical indicators are showing. The crypto market, I mean, it's known for being volatile.
Oh, yeah.
Like super unpredictable. Nothing is guaranteed.
Right, of course. So big picture time. We've seen Pi Network go through this massive roller coaster ride. First, the price explodes, then it crashes.
Yeah.
And we talked about the reasons: no major exchange listings, concerns about all those new tokens being released, the whole crypto market taking a hit. But then there's this analysis that suggests things might turn around in April, based on those technical
A
signals.
lot of moving parts.
It is, for sure. So I guess thinking about everything we've talked about, like the importance of exchange listings, the way these tokenomics can impact the price, how much the overall market sentiment can affect things. What do you think is the biggest factor in all this? Like, what really drives the price of cryptocurrencies?
It's a really good question. And honestly, I don't know if there's one easy answer. It's probably a combination of all those factors you just mentioned.
Probably, yeah.
And maybe even some stuff we haven't even thought of. It's a complex space, that's for sure. Lots to consider when you're trying to figure out, where the market might be headed next.
Absolutely. Definitely a lot to think about.